like an unspoken privilege that white people have.
Yeah. Has it affected your life at all? Like, have you seen it in action?
No, I have not.
My stepfather is white, so he gets treated a little bit more nicer than me. And I personally look white as well, but I get treated nicer. But my mom and my sister, they're both really darker than me, so they get treated a little bit like disrespect and different.
Yeah.
I guess it's like people they have they're like more dominant and like they can do like more stuff like for like getting a job. I think like for here like white people they have more opportunities, like they look like high one.
Privilege is when someone feels they have an advantage over someone else, or they may not even feel it, but they have an advantage over someone else in some area. So white privilege would then be a white person who feels they have an advantage over someone else, probably because they are white, simply because they are white. And this could be subconscious or it could be conscious. I think probably generally it's subconscious heritage. So I have a grandfather who grew up in Utah and then went to college. And after college he went to Seattle and he started an insurance company. So that's what he was doing in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, 60s, through those decades. And then, and so of course, he, with a college education and without any racism in his way, he was able to follow those stepping stones and become successful, send 4 children to college, who then became successful. And then today I am the beneficiary of that because my parents were college educated. They didn't have barriers of racism. And so I have a good life free of that. Now, if I compare to someone in the 1930s who was black in the South, that person would not have had the opportunity, most likely, to go to college, to start a business, to buy a home, to lay the kind of foundation that my grandfather laid, because that black person was experiencing extreme racism. So today this person would be still at a disadvantage economically, whereas my family has stability and has several generations of stability. And someone else might be just barely getting to a point of being able to buy a house or send their kids to college. So I feel very privileged that I was able, that I had that, and I realize, and I'm very aware of the fact that racism has kept others from having the life that I have. So what can I do about that? Because that's always my next thing, is what can I even do about that? What's in my circle of control? And for me, it's being friends with people who are different than me. And if you look at my friends, I have an assortment of friends, and it's trying to break down any barriers and judging people on the basis of their race or how they look, but instead seeing into who they are.